Hello and welcome to Phil's Workshop. Right, first of all, sorry for being so long. Those of you that have been for a while, you know exactly what my problem is, so I won't go into it. But anyway, I apologise. So, what are we up to? Right, well, as you know, what I'm doing is a conversion on my mitre saw table. I've got the arms built and put on. You saw the what can I say? I don't know whether to call it a joke or a total no, it was a total disaster. Let's have it right. About me cutting the slots out in the legs. I knew, like I actually said, I knew as soon as I put the wood onto the table that it wasn't going to work. But I went ahead with it for 2 points. One is the fact that I'd got the wrong blade in the jigsaw. It was the normal standard blade instead of the reverse blade, which I should have had. With those type of tables, and with it being a jigsaw, you must use the reverse blade. Otherwise, you're going to get the wood doing this on you. Because it's trying to pull, or should I say, it's trying to push the wood up instead of actually pulling it down as it cuts, which it should do. It should pull it down to the table. That was item one. The other item is I should never, ever have put that, what's the name on, that side piece on, that guide, because I wasn't cutting a straight piece at all. The hole in it had not done big enough, and I'd not really sat down and figured it all out in my head before I'd done it. I was totally wrong. But it shows what can happen if you don't take your time and have a deco and have a think and think about the process of what happens before you actually do anything. Over the years as I've been doing YouTube, I've seen a lot of people turn around and say, oh, well, this has gone wrong with my hand or my arm or whatever. And I think to myself, well, we don't want to know that. But what we do want to know is the possibilities of what can happen. And without the thought going into before you actually do anything, problems can happen. Especially with power tools. Power tools are the most unforgiving pieces of equipment that you can use in any workshop. Let's face it. Be it drills, sanders, saws, whatever. They can all go wrong, and you can sometimes, not always, but sometimes, you can be the outcome of the problem. And we don't want that. Not at all. So, okay. So that takes that lot out of the way, explains all that and what have you. So what I'm up to now at the moment, I've already cut the pieces of wood that everything's going to work on, except for 2 pieces, which I can't do until I've got these in place. Once I've got these in place, then I can cut the last 2 pieces of wood and they can be used. So what else I'm going to do is I'm going to paint these today. And you can sit down and watch me or whatever. I don't know how long it'll going to be. But I just thought I'd put this on and sort of like try and explain 1 or 2 things. Now, these are in two pieces. A short piece like that. And because it's how I've made the made the actual wings, and a wider piece. Of course you can't see my face, but there you go. Hopefully you can see the board. There you go. It gives you an idea of the size. Now, the reason why I've done 2 pieces like this is because it's the thinner part that's actually going to do the work. The larger piece isn't. But as all people that use power tools, you always, while you're doing something, you need somewhere to store the bits that you've done. And what my idea was is that at the back of this smaller piece, which is the working part, I've got that longer piece of wood, that wider piece, is when I'm doing, like, if I'm doing multi-cuts, I can actually put it at the back. Then it's all there ready. Now, my arms are, which hopefully I'm going to get it out shortly when I've done all this, are totally over-engineered. That's where I come from. With coming from the motor industry and the type of job that I used to do, most of the stuff was built for, I wouldn't say misuse, but for constant use over a greater period. Therefore, you needed something that could stand the day-to-day of being working or moving about on a vehicle. Hence the reason I got used to being as most people would say, over-engineered. Yes, I could have made it with thinner stuff, and I no need to have made it so deep and everything else, but it serves a purpose. Once I've built it, I can forget about it. And even when I've said bye-bye to everybody, if these get sold on to other people or what have you, or my family takes them over, which I'm hoping they do, they've got something that's going to last them for years and years and years. Forward thinking, you might think. For me, yeah. But usually, no. It's just the way I am. It's just the way I'm brought up. So, at the moment, as I say, I'm just getting this wood painted. I didn't know what to do with it. I knew I'd got to put something on it because of it being a work surface. And I didn't know whether just to wax it or just to put some, what's the name on it? Do you know, my brain's not working today. Sorry, I do apologise. Or to put varnish on it or what. In the finish, I'm a mate of mine who's still working within the trade that I used to work with, and that's in building ambulances. He says, I've got some paint that'll do you, you know, it's the paint that we used to use for a certain part on the ambulance. I said, oh yeah, I remember that. Because I used to coat my boards in it at work, because it was hard wearing, you know, it could take some punishment. So he said, well, I happen to have some. I said, oh, all right then, fine. I said, don't you want it? He said, no. I said, I got it as a bucksheesh job because it was excess, so you might as well have it. So hence the reason that these are being covered in a grey colour. And as I say, they will serve a terrific purpose. So that's one partly done. At the moment, I'm just going to put one coat on it and let it dry out, and then I can sort out the edges and whatnot afterwards. Coming up after I've done this is going to be the plain the thickness set. Now that I've got a large drawer to build for it, and also I want to change the pipe. Now I have got some different pipe clamps over there. The reason why I'm changing it, when I had it, it was black. Don't get me wrong, it works perfect. It's the Titan, somewhat noisy, but it works. And the thing is if ever you got a block with using these black ones is the fact that you couldn't see it. So what I did was I got myself a clear plastic one some time ago, and I've just not got round to doing it. Other things happened and life's moved on, and I kept on saying, well, yeah, well, next time I get it out, I'll use it. But of course, I haven't had it out for a while, so hence the reason it's not been done. So that's that one. The other thing that I want to do, hopefully as well, is run over the new table saw that I've had from Evolution, which is the Rage, no, I had the Rage 5S, which is the R255 TBL Plus. Now, I know there's a lot of people have done quite a few demos on it, but all I'm just going to do is talk about it and say how good it actually is. I must admit, Evolution has actually listened to what their customers have said. Now, you don't get that a lot with a lot of tool manufacturers. They make it, that's it, ship it out, and what you get is what you get. I must admit, Evolution, they listened to what everybody was saying with the Rage 5S, as they could have done with this and they could have done with that, and this doesn't work and that doesn't work, and they've turned out one hell of a bloody table saw. Now, a lot of people won't agree with me. I understand that. That's the way it goes with tool industry or tool users. You'll get a lot of people will turn around and say over the, and it's been going on for yonks, the cost of tools and what have you. But I'm talking to the people that can't afford the Festool tools and all the rest of them. I'm not knocking them. Don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking expensive tools. I was a supporter of them because when I was in the trade, a lot of my tools were snap-on and they were very expensive. The reason why I bought them is because, and this sounds daft even though they are made out of metal. Come the winter time, they felt warm in your hand, and of course you could abuse them, and I must admit, yeah, I did abuse some of mine, I must admit, and not deliberately, but it's just how the job was needed, and they took quite a bit of hammer, but they paid me back handsomely, to say the least. They work well. They served the purpose. They did the job and what have you, and they were good. But going back to what I was saying before, I don't know why people have a tendency to knock the cheaper tool. Now, there's a guy on YouTube. Hello, Sheddies, and I think you must know who that is. And he's been having tools and what have you from Lidl for quite a number of years. And I must admit, I've got to support the guy because they do work, they do function. And nobody's talking about stuff lasting for years and years and years. But to the DIYer, they are the best thing since sliced bread. Because they are affordable. They do the job. And that's what we're talking about here, folks. And that's the way as I'm talking. I'm a professional in my own trade, but I'm no professional in this trade. And I don't profess to be, you know. I mean, I call myself a wood warrior more than anything else. You know, I got a piece of wood and I worry the bloody life out of it, and eventually something comes together and and something works. And that's what I'm hoping to, once I get all this lot done, is I can get down to making stuff. I must admit, I haven't made anything since I've retired, since I started doing this, because I was then building my workshops up, and I was building my tools up at the same time, and then I was making stuff for this, and piece of equipment and that piece of equipment. I never actually got round to making stuff, but hopefully when I've got all these bits and pieces done, we can actually get round to making something. Or I hope we can. Some people might have a different story, but there you go. I like to be honest with people, and like I've often said, what you see is what you get. So, let me turn this down, come off my ugly puss, and there you can see. Oh. Well, nearly. You nearly saw something else there, actually. I keep on pushing this thing too far. I do apologise. Look. One of these days, it is going to go drastically wrong. So I think I'll leave that. And I'll leave it like that before it does some damage. And what I'll do is I'll just show you, see, that's what's happening. That's what we're up to. Because I haven't got my other camera set up and what have you, because I thought I'd get this job done first and get it out of the way, because I've been trying to do this for weeks, but I haven't been able to. Like I say, my channel was a total mismatch, a total mix-up and what have you, but I think it's honest, you know. I mean, what you see is what you get, and I've never been anything other than that, you know. I don't profess to be a miracle worker in any way, shape or form. And I come into the shed, what do I come into the shed just to have fun and relax and try and forget some of my problems. Now you're catching me now. Now you're catching me. Hey. Sorry folks, but as I say, I tend to wear my heart on my sleeve these days because of what I'm going through. And a lot of you are probably thinking, well, what's he on about? What is he going through? You know, we haven't been here. I mean, if you caught up on me earlier videos, you'll know. But just to inform you and give you an idea why I suddenly go off on a tangent for various things. My wife's got terminal cancer, and these last few weeks it's been getting quite severe. She's at the stage now where she's not eating much, so I have to try and coax her to eat and what have you. And I'm not kidding you, people. It gets bad, you know. And I'm not looking for sympathy. Don't bloody think that, you know. I'm just trying to be honest. It's the way I am. And a lot of people, or I should say a lot of gentlemen out there, I don't think they would openly admit to what how shitty life can be sometimes, and that's all this is. It's just me blasting off some steam, so I do apologise. And if you don't watch it and you you withdraw your subscription. Well, you do, and that's it. I mean, at least I've had you here for a short while, and it's made me numbers look brilliant. I mean, where am I at now? 696, I think, or 95, something like that. I mean, hopefully I shall reach the 700 shortly, but who knows? You know, who knows? You never know. I might get to the magic 1,000, but I don't think so. There's far better stations out there than me. I don't hold back on this station. I do not edit, which I think is something, I won't say unique. I'll put it down to the fact as far as computers are concerned, I'm self-taught, and it's just what I've picked up over the years of doing my job, because some of my equipment had to be coupled up to a computer, but it was only sort of like going through basic programming, which is neither here nor there. I mean, crikey, putting together 10-minute videos, that'd do my nothing. And I know some of you actually do it, and you amaze me. I don't know how you do it. I mean, even Loz, I mean, Loz, he's not long lost his message, I know, but even he edits videos, and I can't remember now. I think I'm older than him, only by a year or two, I'm not sure. And even he can do a better job at doing that than me, which is good on you, mate, that's for sure. Absolutely champion. Yeah, so, you know, there's a lot of you that have subscribed to me, but you haven't made yourselves known, so I can't say thank you personally to you for the fact that you subscribed to my channel. I can say it verbally, of which I am doing now, and I do thank you very much, because it does tend to make things worthwhile. You know, you've got to do this sort of thing, I suppose, to do it. And why did I do it? I don't know. I think I do the videos because it shows a life's journey other than work, you know. I mean, again, I might be philosophizing, or I might be totally boring the pants out of you, but I can't help it. When you get to a certain age, you start to think that what's around the corner. You don't while you're younger. I mean, I must admit, I never thought about that. But now I've got older, yeah, I'm paying the price, bad back and all sorts of bloody things, you know. And suddenly realising what life has in store. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, and I think I'm on the rough end of the stick. But what can you do, you know? It is what it is. So that's all I'm for painting first place. I don't want to go on about various things. I mean, you don't come to this channel to bloody hear me ruddy waffle on. So that's them lot with the first coat done and dusted. I may be getting another one on later on today, but I'll give them a chance to dry. I'll put up me cover tell you what, I built these for putting stuff on, and it's got some stuff on, but it's got other stuff on as well besides. Not the sort of stuff that you would want. So right, what we'll do now is I'll just fasten up this paint because I don't know when I'm going to get back to it, or even if I am going to get back to it. And what I'll do until I can get round to cleaning that, I'll shut that up in a sealable bag, and that'll be there for the next time. That can go in there. And then we'll pop that on there. And we'll just seal it up. Right, okay. So that's that first bit done. So with that, you've heard me waffling up on about this one, but I'll do it in another video. Oh, I know one thing. I was running around after a second camera, and I realised I've got one here right in front of me that'll do what I want it to do. So with that, hello, goodbye. Thank you for calling. Thank you for coming round. If you like it, please subscribe. Hit that bell. You never know, I might end up one of these days putting something on that you really enjoy. If you don't like the video, comment either way. I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind your comments, and I will answer your comments. Not like most that say, well, I'll get round to it. I do answer your comments. I do my best anyway. So, have yourself a super fine day, whatever's left to it, or when you come up to the next day, I don't know. We'll catch you on the next video. As I say, I'm doing my best for you, but I'm struggling. Just bear with me, folks, and you'll see certain things come about. What I'm going to do now is say ta-ra to this one. Catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.